Hi, guys, and welcome to the Cybersecurity and Infotech book review series with Fixigera Security. As we all know, today marks the last Friday of the month of February, and from the plans we have for cybersecurity landscape for the year 2025, we outrightly stated that the book and article review series will always be occurring every last Friday of every month. So today's series is the first book and article review series for the year 2025. And in today's series, we have something unique, something exceptional, and more detailed information that would make you understand the concept of threat hunting and how you can get yourself acquainted with various skill sets to get into threat hunting if you're passionate with that aspect of the profession in cybersecurity. So we are very thrilled. We are very excited that so far we've been able to keep our promises for the year 2025. And we assure you should expect something more exciting from us. And not just the trainings as well, in terms of the exciting stuff you should expect from us, but also our courses. So all the courses as promised, this year we'll be unveiling those courses. And they will come in due time after we are able to complete the whole process of remodeling our websites and tweaking some important information we want the website to hold. So with that being said, let's get started with the book review series for this week and the first book review series for the year 2025. So on this year's book review series and on this week's series, and the last Friday of the month of February, the book we'll be reviewing for this month is Threat Hunting for Dummies. So this book was written by Peter H. Gregory, and it's a very, very interesting book. It's a book that I have taken my time to read just under one day, not so much in terms of the number of pages, but I assure you this book is everything you need to know to get started with threat hunting. Okay, so I know most times when you get out there on social media, on YouTube or any other platform which you use to get information about cybersecurity training and education, you feel so fascinated when you see people do magical things and you'll be like, oh, you can never do this or you're not able to achieve this because you're not well grounded. And you feel like maybe the cybersecurity profession itself is not a calling for you. What I can tell you with the years of experience I've had, both on job training, professional skills, academic experience, that it's not that complicated. So cybersecurity is just about knowing the right resources, or having the right information, and of course, being well grounded on how to manipulate this information or use this information to your own advantage, okay? To the best of your own skill set and advantage to, achieve your dreams and goals in terms of being skilled or well learned in the profession of cybersecurity. So in that aspect for this week, we decided to make this content on threat hunting so that you can have a foundational knowledge on what you should know in terms of information you need to get acquainted with to, be a professional threat hunter and as well get well skilled in performing threat hunting activities. So the Threat Hunting for Dummies by Peter H. Gregory, I would suggest that you should get this book because the starting point for all cybersecurity professionals or anyone who is passionate about learning how to go about threat hunting and how they can, identify informations that could be a possible intrusion that has occurred in the infrastructure they are intending to protect or they are responsible to protecting. So one more interesting thing about this book is that it outlines a list of resources where you can learn more deep information about threat hunting. So we have the SANS, we have the forensic organizations. So these are various organizations that have been accredited. They are well trusted in terms of the information they display or the information they convey in their various blog or website to describe the various skill set or the various strategies of performing threat hunting. So this book outlines these various resources and the various organizations that own those resources that you need to, get familiarized with to learn information about threat hunting. On the third point you should read this book is that it explains the concept behind threat hunting in terms of threat actors and malicious hackers intent to exploit a target. So if you're familiar with the basics or the fundamental learnings in cybersecurity, especially penetration testing, you would know that we have various types of hackers. We have the hackerist, we have the script kiddies, we have the black hats, we have the gray hats, we have the white hats. And we know that most of these guys are motivated by either a disgruntled worker who has been working for an organization but felt cheated or felt unappreciated, and eventually they left the organization with the intent to sabotage or destroy the organization's reputation. So not just that, we also have the concept of financial gain. Okay, most threat actors are also motivated by the act of financial gains in terms of if they are able to exploit this organization, they will be able to make some huge amounts of money, either by requesting a ransom from these organizations which they are able to successfully exploit, or by selling this information on the dark web, where they release these informations to other people who might be targeting that organizations for their own negative intent. It can be to exploit them financially or to blackmail them and so on. So this book explains this concept behind threat actors and malicious hackers intent to exploit an organization or a specific target. On the fourth point, why I would recommend this book to you if you're passionate in learning threat hunting is that every information hits the bullseye. Okay, so it's not like a long story. I've read a couple of books that I know. The authors might intend to explain something to you, but before you could get a grasp of what the information they are trying to convey to you is all about, you probably would have read up to 10 pages or even 15 pages of the book, to get a proper understanding of what the author of that book is trying to, talk about regarding the content or the information that is, contained in that book. So for threat hunting, it's not like such books. It hits the bullseye, explains everything. So you don't have to start reading and trying to grasp the concept. So for example, let's say they're trying to explain the concept of threat hunting. You would see that every information was properly described without, speaking a lot of jargons or, beating around the bush. Now, the last point why this book is very awesome is that it explains the concept of carbon black hunt chain. So when you talk about carbon black hunt chain, you talk about how to, read information from PowerShell. And when you read this information, you want to know the information that are malicious by nature, which becomes a benchmark or a starting point of, you trying to further trigger the concept of, searching further information regarding that specific, or would I say the suspicious activities you saw, from the history or the information displayed by the PowerShell. And of course, trying to understand the nature of that malicious file or content which you've seen, and what is the intent, of the existence in that particular system or network which you discovered them. So this book is very interesting. This is a summary of the book, but I promise you, if you want to learn about threat hunting without the need of reading books that contains over 500 pages of content, I would advise you strongly to read this book and get every information here within to, understand the concept of threat hunting. Now, like you always know, we always talk about the 5 key points or the 5 key benefits of reading various books we present. And sorry, three key concepts, not five. We always talk about three key concepts of the benefits of reading a specific book, which we present in our article and book review series. But for this book, we have 5 key points because we saw this book to be very fascinating and very interesting. So we decided to break it into 5 key points, and hopefully that this point would, be able to expand your view on why you should read this book. So on this key point, the first key point we have is that there is a good explanation. Everything within this book is properly explained, straight to the point, no beating around the bush. And there's always a clarity of information that, that is being, outlined in the book itself. So whatever you read, you definitely properly understand what it's all about without the need of being confused or trying to research further about those information on the internet in order to have a proper grasp. Now, on the second key point is that carbon black hunt was explained. Carbon black hunt is not as easy as you think it is, but this book summarizes it within 3 or 4 pages, if I'm not wrong, and breaks it down on the various concepts on how you should, carry out a carbon black hunt strategy, in hunting for threats that exist within an infrastructure or a hardware facility. Then furthermore, you understand the concept of OODA, which is observe, orient, decide, and act. So these 4 strategies are very important in threat hunting because not everything is a threat, and you don't want to pass a false alarm on something that is not true, all because of you want to make a sense that you are actively working, or you want to have the reputation that you're a very good threat hunter. Okay, so you have to be very strategic in using the OODA concept of observing, understanding the orientation, and of course decide if this is a threat, and of course what is the next line of action. Now, on the third point that makes this book interesting is that it outlines a list of trainings and resources you have to get familiarized with to be very, very well grounded with threat hunting. So a list of these resources include SANS trainings. We have the SEC 401, the SEC 504, the SEC 660, which is advanced penetration testing, and of course a list of forensic courses that you need to take, and the online resources where you can get these courses or information to understand the concept of what these various courses are talking about. Now, on the fourth concept of why this book is very interesting is that it's a free ebook. It's there for everyone. You don't need to pay for it, especially if you're trying to, be economic with your finances or you have a financial burden. It's free. I checked on Amazon, but there was no listing, but it's out there on the internet in PDF copies where you can get this book for free. So I don't think the author of this book produced this book for sale because one, the number of pages is about 53, if I'm not wrong. And it's not that much to be classified as a book that the author wrote to, make financial gains. So it's free for all and you can always get it. And on the final point is that it's just a 53-page of book. Like I said, it's not that voluminous, especially if you're lazy to read books that are too voluminous in number of pages. Trust me, this book is for you. You can even read 2 pages in a day, and within 1 month, you're able to be done with the book. That's for those who are lazy. But for those who are very excited or very fascinated to know what the book contains, like me, although I've not been ardently reading for the past few weeks and months, but trust me, this book, you can finish it under 1 hour and get a grasp of what the information is all about. So this book is very interesting, and I promise you should take a look at it, get it. And for those in our Discord, we will be giving it to you. We'll be sending it to the Discord because most people are also very tricky. Threat actors are now embedding malicious files and executables in PDFs right now, especially with the invention of AI and so on, right? So we want those who are part of our community and family to have this book for free. So we'll be giving it in our Discord channel. So if you're in our Discord, then this is for you. You get it. It's a promise we'll make, and we'll keep into that promise. So you get this book for free, and to ensure that you don't get infected. by some threat actors or malicious hackers who are out there on the internet, prowling or looking for people to exploit. Okay, so we'll be sending this on our Discord, and everyone in our Discord will be getting it. So if you're yet to be on our Discord, please join the Discord and look out for the announcement section. Yeah, we'll be posting it there in the announcement section, and you can download it or save it or whatever it is you do, but make sure you don't sell it because it's not for sale. And yeah, so yeah, join the Discord and you get the book for free. So let's rate this book. On rating this book, I can say for general rating score, I would classify this book to be a 5/5 because it talks everything and summarizes everything about threat hunting. Okay, there is no need for you to read 500 pages to have a proper understanding of threat hunting. It's a foundation, approach to threat hunting. If you read this book, I promise you for sure is that you understand how to carry out threat hunting. Okay, you want to have the basic knowledge, you want to understand the concept of threat hunting, this book is for you. And once you're done reading this book, if you don't get the knowledge I'm saying in this presentation, please just come to the Discord and text me that I'm lying. But I promise you this book, it has everything you need to know about threat hunting and how you should get started with threat hunting. So I'll rate this a general score of 5/5. Then for cybersecurity rating score, I will rate it a 4.98/5.0. So you might be wondering why. It's because I'm a fan of voluminous books. I love stories because it expands your view and opens your mind to possibilities and imaginations. So this book is not, if you're very interested in reading books with large, pages and more informations in details, like a story kind of form, this book is not for you. And so I would give it a 4.98, but 4.98 is not bad anyway because it's close to 5.0. I had to struggle to give this a 4.98 because the book is very awesome. It's very excellent. And it's very good for you if you want to get into threat hunting. So as we promised on our X page, we posted that we'll be revealing certain informations. Okay. This is not in the book, but here are a list of informations you need to know in terms of getting into threat hunting. So these are like supplementary list of tools, which we are very familiar with by usage and exposure. You can try these tools and use them, ethically to perform various threat hunting. So number one on the list is Nmap. So Nmap, what it does for scanning ports, open services, vulnerabilities, and so on, right? And you might be wondering, how do you use Nmap to, assess for vulnerabilities? You use preloaded scripts, okay, to try to see if the open ports and services are vulnerable to those preloaded scripts, which are known as NSE scripts, to the various services that are open to the specific target which you're trying to, test for various vulnerabilities. So we have Snot. Snot has the capabilities of IDS, which is an intrusion detection system, and of course analyzing packets and traffics that intrudes into an organization. So get familiar with Snort. Wireshark, of course, everyone knows about Wireshark. You inspect traffic that goes on the network, incoming, outgoing traffic. Wireshark is the best tool for you. Get familiar on how you can use this to, analyze various packets, UDP packets, TCP packets, informations that are not supposed to be visible to the human eye, like cookies and what else? Sensitive informations. Okay, if the informations are unencrypted. Okay, should learn how to use Wireshark to read these informations. Maltrail is very good. We have a video of that in our cybersecurity channel. We made a video of this last year. Learn how to install Maltrail and how to use Maltrail. If you don't know how to do that, check the link in our description. We have a link of the video on how you can use Maltrail and install Maltrail as well to, perform threat hunting. Learn about Yara. Yara is a very cool tool as well. So these are like basically rows of CVEs that have been reported. Yara is a very good tool. I won't go deep into Yara. maybe in our subsequent penetration testing courses and trainings, and of course, free content on our YouTube channel. We'll be talking about Yara. So learn about Yara. It's very good. Learn about Yara. Yara is very cool. If you want to get into threat hunting, Yara should be your best friend. Or, sorry, part of the tools you should use, okay? Then the last on the list is Rita. Rita is also a good tool. You try and get hold of it, research about it, learn about it, how to use Rita for threat hunting. Trust me, these tools are awesome, okay? Get familiar with the fundamentals of threat hunting, then expand your scope on further information on how to perform threat hunting. The concept of analyzing packets and data transfer transportations that goes on your network, how the data are moving, what is possible, MITM such as man-in-the-middle attack, and so on. Then learn the 7 OSI model. It's very important that you learn this model because you have to deal with this. Whatever aspect of cybersecurity in terms of the profession, you would always have to deal with the 7 OSI model, okay, which is the physical layer, the data link layer, the network layer, the transportation layer, the session layer, the presentation layer, and of course, the application layer. Get familiarized with these various OSI models or layers and how they operate. It's very important that you do if you want to get, familiarized with what? Threat hunting. Second to the last on this list, understand what information is intercepted on your various network traffic and what can be considered as data leakage. Like we previously stated, not everything is a data leakage, okay? So understand how certain things can be data leakage and how hackers can exploit those things, okay? It's very important you do and get yourself familiarized with this. Lastly, on the list, you should be familiarized with the concept of penetration testing and various tools in penetration testing. Okay, so when you're hunting for threats, you basically want to see a sign of intrusion. Okay, so if you're doing this on a web application, you should learn about penetration testing. If you're doing this on the cloud, you should learn about penetration testing. If you're doing this on a network infrastructure, you should also have to learn about penetration testing. So with that being said, that is all for the book series this week and for the month of February. We hope this information, no matter how little it is, would expand your mindset and give you the possibilities in terms of imagination of things that are possible in getting into threat hunting, the aspect of cybersecurity. And hey, please do not feel worried. Do not feel scared that you're not good enough. We all started from somewhere, including myself. Nobody wakes up one day and become an expert in cybersecurity. It takes an ample amount of education, research, practice, consistency, and of course, failures upon failures upon failures upon failures. Keep failing, keep trusting yourself, and keep trusting the process. And at the end of the day, trust me, whatever aspect of the profession or every aspect of the profession you want to be very, very inclined with or inclined in, you definitely get there. So with that being said, we'll say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to this video. Please do not hesitate to subscribe, give us a like, drop your comments, and of course, follow us on our various social media platforms. Thank you and see you next time. Bye for now.